start streaming, and then we have to go over here and do it on there as well. It's a giant pain in the ass. And now it's put us live straight away, because that's what you get with technical things. Just decides to change whilst we're going live. Of course it does. Good evening.
Do you know what? Right, sorry.
No,
we're
go
live
for it
now.
We are. Go on. Go for it. Yeah.
Right, because I thought we might have, a little bit of flirting before we dropped our pants.
All right.
We haven't. So let me just do quickly a little community post on Paddock.
Yeah.
Sorry, one sec. Jay,
You
Jay is
do
live now on Real Reds Talk.
Yeah, there we go. Live updates post.
Come and join the chat. So
Yeah.
and also,
hilarious.
is there a tweet that I should be?
Yeah.
I've not done anything. Sorry, you caught me unawares here. This is like
Mr. Professional.
There's no green room here, is there? Do you know what I mean?
We'll do an introduction, and you get on with your admin while we do an introduction.
Yeah,
then...
right, I'll do your introduction.
I've done a community post. I've done a community post. I've done a retweet. I've put away the can of Stella I was drinking from to pretend to be sober. Yeah.
Right, there's only one sound to signify the start of the show, and that is because of the shocking start. But we'll continue. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are live with three of the most important men to be associated with Eccles, and I won't have it any other way, lads. So before these two interrupt me with something silly, because it always happens at the start of a show, I'm just going to try and get it out. I want to say from myself and from the Real Reds Talk family, congratulations to Jay and Stretford Paddock for hitting 800,000 subscribers. That is Old Trafford full to the brim, just under 11 times, by the way. So if you can, Jay, just how do you reflect on that? And you must be very proud, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm very grateful, I think is the right word. We put in a lot of work. I'm not disputing that, and it's good to see that work resonates and that people are subscribing to the channel. And it's not all about numbers. I know that. There's a lot more to it than that, but it does, it is nice to know that we have had people that appreciate and enjoy what we do. We've built a community on Stretford Paddock. We took a punt 5 years ago. We went from Devils to Paddock. As you guys know, you've been there for the journey. And with people like yourselves contributing, so many other people contributing, there was a risk involved. There was a time when I wasn't earning anything. I was doing it for free. I was doing it because I wanted to make it work, and I was full time doing it, but not getting any payment for it. I'm not saying it's all about money, but I've got a family to feed, and it was like, this is a risk. But I wanted to do this properly. I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to do a channel that I was responsible for, alongside Joe Smith, Anna McCullough, and Stephen Howson, of course. And we've gone from strength to strength, and we've grown. And we said we'd give it. I think originally when we started, we said, look, we'll crack on, we'll do it, and we'll see where we're up to with it within a year or whatever. And there was a few times when you think, is this going to be able to work? Are we going to make it work? But it has grown, and we've had some amazing moments. Worked with some great people like yourselves, and I'm very, very grateful that that get this opportunity to do a job that I really enjoy, and to work with people that I get along with. And it's been great, and I'm looking forward to the tour. This is going to be our 4th tour, I think, in a row that we're covering. We're going to be over in the States. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm very lucky to work with some legends, United legends that I used to watch, to make the sort of content that we get to make. And listen, it's not been all sunshine and rainbows with United, but no matter what, we enjoy ourselves and we're authentic like yourselves. We just said when we went into this, we want to be honest. None of us are playing a character. When we're all off camera, we're not all talking in Cockney accents and having a chat about other teams or whatever. We are who you see on camera, and that's the same with all us lot on the channel. And just from sitting around chatting about United, being yourself, to get to a point where we've got a decent following. Yeah, it is. It's been heartwarming. It really has, and I appreciate it. And I like the fact that so many people responding in such a positive way, whether I'm at the game, walking on the street, or in the comments and stuff. Listen, you're gonna get some people that criticize you. I think that's the nature of the beast. I don't mind that. But on the whole, it's just been a completely enjoyable experience, and I'm looking forward to the next 5 years and hopefully the next 5 after that.
Yeah, on to the million next, hopefully, for Paddock anyway.
Yeah, man. Who knows? Why not? Got to keep aiming high, haven't you?
Exactly. All right, as is tradition when you're on the show, Jay, I don't want to talk about football. I want to talk about something else because That's what we do. We derail the show in spite of Nick. That's what we do.
Yeah, Nick's like the supply teacher, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Like,
Supply
Come
teacher.
on, we've got curriculum here, people, and we've got to learn about the Peasants' Revolt.
Yeah.
We're like, stick your Peasants' Revolt. We don't care about that. We want to talk about sniffing women.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't on my agenda, but we can go there if you want. We can do that. Yeah, you might be the expert there rather than me, but
I'm not, listen, I've only got one woman and I've not done sniffing weeks.
You know, how do you go from there?
You can't segue from sniff to films, can you? It's a bit tricky. Yeah.
I mean, because maybe Scarface, I could go to there, but yeah.
There you go. Scarface, yeah, love that film.
Yeah.
So you guys, we've not spoke about this, and I think it's an important question.
Yeah.
And listen, this is an advert. We're not sponsored, as far as I know.
No.
Are you guys Android or are you iPhone? Having a little chat about this.
iPhone.
I'm iPhone as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. I think that's like most people are now, and I'm all about Apple stuff, but it's all them adapters in it. I've got all the adapters here because if you're on Apple, you need them adapters. You have to get. You want to use that stuff. It's all about getting the extra adapters, and when there's a new phone comes out, it's a different one in it.
Well, they've got USB-C now, haven't they? The new ones, the USB-C, so now everything works with it, which is
that kind
better.
of thing.
But they were forced into it. The European Union made them do it. So
really,
yeah.
We not sort of outside of that now with all Brexit and all that.
They were going to, but then they were like, we're not going to make a separate load for these lot and then do another in Europe. So they just like everybody in Europe just gets.
Welcome to Real Red Tech, everyone. If you're just tuning in, we'll talk about Androids and Apples. Get your thoughts and views in. Sorry, Jay, continue. You go.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I was just thinking about iPhones, and that's my phone. Oh, sorry. What's that? Left on my phone. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry,
God.
Boris.
Yeah.
What's wrong with me?
That's totally accidental.
Showing me iPhone, and there's accidentally a graphic about the fact we've hit 800k subscribers.
The odds of that happening, honestly,
it's just stuck as well. I can't get it off.
You cannot swipe it off if you really, or if you tap it.
All right.
No,
never mind. All right, I've got 800,000 subscribers. I don't need to go on about it.
Oh, I know. 800k.
I was watching last night. I was watching a film. I've seen it before. I don't know why I'm pointing over there. I don't even know who I'm pointing to. I don't know.
Did you watch it over there? Is that where you watched it?
Yeah, it was over there in that corner in the room. BlackBerry. Have you seen the film BlackBerry about the rise of BlackBerry and the fall?
No, I haven't seen it.
I think it's hardly a plot spoiler to let you know that there was a fall of BlackBerry, and now no one has a BlackBerry.
Oh, I was gonna watch it as well,
because
fuck's sake.
Did you guys? You're young men, but I presume you had a BlackBerry, or was that a bit before your time?
Yeah,
I had one. Yeah. I had one originally.
Curve.
What was the pit? Was it the pin, the BBM pin, or something like that?
Yeah.
Do you understand how old you sound when you say that? Is it the BBM pin? Is it the pin?
That's what it was. Like, send me your BBM pin. Like, I remember.
Jesus.
Those were days, yes, BBM pin. It was the BlackBerry Messenger, because around 2000 and I want to say 6, I think they peaked. I think at that time they had something like 60% of mobile phones across the world with BlackBerries.
Yeah,
they were the first ones to get usable email on a phone that wasn't like the size of your house.
Yeah.
So, and they had a BlackBerry Messenger, which was free, so you weren't paying for text messages. They sort of broke the mold with all that. And then Apple released the iPhone, which was the first phone that had no buttons. It was just a screen, which was revolutionary.
Oh, mad is that?
Because up until then, every phone that had ever existed had buttons on. And Steve Jobs went, nah, allow that. That's not having it. And that sort of killed BlackBerry almost overnight. And then they had all these issues as well. And it was just gradually Apple and iPhone just went that way. They went that way. Yeah. Now I don't even know anyone who's got a BlackBerry. But I remember when I was like, obviously I'm a lot older than you guys, when I was in like my mid-20s, everyone had a BlackBerry.
Yeah, no, I remember.
And now it's like everyone's on iPhone. So yeah, it's a good film. You get a chance to watch it.
Good check. I'll add it to the list.
It's decent.
But yeah, I want to play a bit of a Price is Right. So I want you to guess if these films appeared higher or lower on the IMDb 100 films you must see before you die list. So
see, I'm a Rotten Tomatoes man, but I'll roll with this. I'll go with it. Okay.
Well, you're wrong, but we'll continue.
Okay, it's a bit rude to tell your guest he's wrong. I'll take that as a compliment because I'm on this channel enough now. I'm not like a guest. I'm like part of the family. You know what I mean? In many ways, I'm a bit closer to you than Nick is. So it's, do you know what I mean? It makes sense that you treat me with such disdain.
Definitely closer in terms of age. I'll say that. So, yeah.
Maturity, some would call it.
There you go. Others would call it prehistoric. Yeah. All right. First one is Gladiator. So Gladiator appeared at 39 on the list. So that's your first starter. The next film is The Big Lebowski. Is that higher or lower on the list?
If there's any justice in the world, it'll be higher.
Nick, is it higher or lower on the list?
Higher.
Higher. You're both wrong. It was lower. It was 49 on the list. It's below Gladiator.
Philistines.
VAR. Check the fucking results.
Absolutely right.
Right. He's got such a genius. Bore.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Mr. Housen would be like happy to. That's his favorite film ever, isn't it? Gladiator.
We was doing a podcast with him the week, and we were going through films in the 90s. Do you remember a film called She's All That?
Yes.
Nope.
He went, She's All That. He went, that's better than anything that's been released in the last 5 years. What are you on about? No, it's not.
She's All That.
Talking rubbish. Yeah, that's better than Oppenheimer.
Yeah, all right. Jesus Christ. Right, next one. Heat.
Oh, I love Heat.
Higher or lower?
Michael Mann.
Fantastic film.
I'm going to go higher.
Nick?
Heat is higher or lower than what? Sorry, remind me.
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski. Higher.
It's true. Heat was at number 30. So higher than Gladiator as well.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
I think Heat's one of those films where I ever went on Pointless, right? Oh, you have to. Do you ever watch Pointless?
I know of it. I've never seen an episode.
I know of it. You sound like me in school.
I do.
Shakespeare. I know of him.
Yeah,
I know about nouns. I'm aware of algebra.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it exists.
I'm aware of the school building. I just don't go to it. Like I know where it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I was on Pointless and it was the last round and it was like name as many actors or actresses in the film Heat that are pointless, that'd be my perfect.
Oh, really?
Yeah, loads of actors and actors in that who've got like little cameos in, character actors and stuff. It's a top film. And do you know what, right? A little thing about Heat. You've seen it, haven't you? Both of you.
Nick hasn't.
I've seen Heat. Robert De Niro. Yeah, and Al Pacino. Yeah,
you've seen that. I thought it'd be.
I know it's an old film, but
I
have watched old films as well.
Just good.
You see the gunfight in it where they're robbing the bank and they have the gunfight.
Yeah.
The way they have the gunfight, the way Val Kilmer and Robert De Niro, sort of one of them will be shooting, one of them will reload, and then they're moving, one of them will move forward, and then the other one will hand back and reload, and they do it like that. They teach that. They show that footage in the American Army as an example of how you should use, like, when there's two of you up against an enemy or whatever, that's the right way to do it. Because apparently it's like a perfect example of sort of how to
educational and entertaining. Yeah. That is what you want.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because you think it's just a Hollywood film, but Michael Mann did his own work.
I like it. Right, next one. Heat was at number 30. Alien. Is that higher or lower?
That's got to be higher. Is this the Ridley Scott appreciation fucking quiz?
Apparently.
I think Alien will be higher. It's a classic Alien, isn't it?
You're going lower, Nick. Alien is higher. It's at 21.
Bollocks.
There you go. So Alien's 21. Next one, Forrest Gump.
I loved you, Jenny. Sorry, I had to get that out. Higher.
I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna go lower than Alien.
It is lower than Alien. It's at 53. Which is
come on, it's rigged, man. Fucking game's rigged.
Doesn't like Spielberg. The Matrix.
Or Bob Zemeckis.
Higher. Matrix is higher.
Yeah, I'd go higher. Higher than what? Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
See, if you take The Matrix on its own, forget the sequels, which are garbage.
The
Matrix on its own was seminal.
Yes, I agree.
Put that higher. Matrix invented DVD. That was when everyone went, you can't have VHS anymore. You need to have a DVD. The Matrix.
Were you around when laser discs were about, Jay?
I was around when Betamax. I was around when we moved from hieroglyphics to
hieroglyphics. You mean hieroglyphics?
That's the water version of the
Hieroglyphics.
pyramids,
That's
apparently.
the water version.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we were tetrapods at the time, so we were actually underwater. So I was around when we went from hieroglyphics to hieroglyphics.
Right, okay.
That's how, I remember those
Swimming
days.
like that. And all that
Communicating
kind
by
of
Morse
stuff.
code and stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Smoke signals, all that.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was me.
So, Nick, Matrix, higher or lower?
I
Forrest
can't
Gump.
even remember what what was it, Forrest Gump? Higher. Higher, sure.
It's higher. It's at number 20. I think that should be higher, personally, but
Light
there
work.
you go. Pulp Fiction, higher or lower than The Matrix?
Higher. Pulp Fiction's
I'm gonna
fucking
go lower.
classic.
I'm gonna go lower.
No.
I'm gonna go lower.
Pulp Fiction's not going to be lower than The Matrix. No chance.
That's my guess.
No chance.
It's higher. It's at number 7.
Yeah. There we go.
It's quite high. All right, the next one.
I like.
Goodfellas. Jay, you should go on. Goodfellas, man.
Higher, surely.
I agree. If I was guessing, I would go higher. Nick,
It's going to be lower.
it is lower. It's at number 10. Goodfellas, which is a disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
Do you know what's a disgrace about Goodfellas? You know it didn't win the Oscar for Best Picture that year.
Who won it?
Lost out to Dances with Wolves.
Oh, fuck off.
Never seen it.
Seriously.
Kevin Costner
Yeah.
bullshit.
4-hour in Western. It's okay. But if you think it's better than Goodfellas, you need to stop smoking crack. It's just not.
No.
So yeah, he was robbed there, Scorsese. He's been robbed a couple of times, to be fair, by the Academy, if you care about that sort of thing.
Yeah. Nick, is one for you. The Dark Knight, higher or lower than Goodfellas?
Number 1, the highest.
It's
classic.
not number 1. I'll tell you that.
Well, it should be.
Greatest opening in the history of cinema now.
Oh,
Oh,
fantastic.
The Mask.
The bank robbery.
Fucking bank robbery. Classic.
Yeah.
I
went to
don't
the
care.
cinema to see that, right? And I remember, because you got to remember, like, when I was a kid, Batman came out in 1989, with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Right? And, like, you had Batman Returns, Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. They were a certain way, very camp and cartoony, and, the superhero films were like that. Whether it was Superman or Superman Returns or Spider-Man or whatever.
Mm.
They weren't what you'd call cinematic. There was never a case where you go, oh, that superhero film is the best film I've seen this year. You might say it's the most enjoyable or it's one I loved or whatever, but you wouldn't say it's the best. When Batman Begins came out, that raised the bar slightly, where you went, okay, very good film, Gary Oldman, Christian Bale, good performances, Kate Holmes, all the rest of it. Michael Caine, obviously, Morgan Freeman. A good film, very good film. Then when The Dark Knight came out,
Levels.
that was like levels.
Yes.
It's like, hang on a minute. This is actually epic.
Yeah.
This is the best superhero film ever.
Still is.
Yeah. Country mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even close.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's absolute. It's not just raised the bar, it's smashed through it. So that was unbelievable. I remember going to cinema and you kind of go in, what's this happening? How is this?
Christopher Nolan, innit? Genius.
Yeah, a
He knows what he's
superhero
doing.
film.
Do you know what? As
And
well?
also, Dark Knight Rises is excellent as well.
Yeah, it's really
It's
good.
not.
Really
I
good.
put the Dark Knight just above it, but it's not far off.
No, it's decent.
The thing was as well, loads of people were upset because Heath Ledger was playing the Joker and he was like, oh, he's a romantic comedy actor. He can't do it. He's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. And then he does that performance and everybody just went, yeah. Can't say anything.
Insane, wasn't it?
Just shut the fuck up. Like, you can't deny it. All right,
Yeah.
final one. Jurassic Park, higher or lower than The Dark Knight?
Lower.
I'm going to go higher.
It's lower. It's at number 15.
Is it? I
There
thought
you
it might
go.
be. I wouldn't put it higher, but I thought it might
I wouldn't
be.
either.
Remember Jurassic Park? At the time, now you watch it, right? And I think you kind of go, CGI, obvious.
Yeah.
But at the time, because I went to cinema to see that in like 93 or whenever it came out, I was only a kid. And you were like,
It still looks good now. Like, it still looks fairly, like, holds up a little bit. Like, you're looking
Watchable,
at it now
innit?
and you're like, yeah.
I think we were around a similar time, but I remember Jurassic Park and Terminator 2 were the films where the CGI was that good. You were like, at the time as well, you got to remember this is 30 years ago. You were like, what the fuck is going on here? this is unbelievable. Like, it was just mind blowing because you went from having like pretty ropey CGI, or CGI wasn't really as much of a thing. It was more like stop motion or whatever.
Yeah.
To you know, Terminator, where obviously the liquid metal Terminator, and then Jurassic Park, where you're like, you know, I think Jurassic Park's actually a mint film. It's one of when my lad was younger, he used to love it, and I could always sit down and watch it with him.
Yeah, captures the imagination, doesn't it?
As the sequels went on, though, it just got worse and worse, didn't it? Like, just
I lost interest, mate.
Like anything, though, innit? To be fair.
But yeah, football.
Yeah. No, well, I was going to say there's plenty of award-winning films there, so we'll discuss awards for our players if we can give them any. These are the topics we're going to whiz through: end of season rewards, pre-season expectation, and guess the voice as well at the end of the show if we've got time for it. So we'll see what happens with that. But so the categories, I'll whiz through them quickly with you lads: player of the season, goal of the season, best signing, worst game of the season, most damaging moment emotionally, best moment, and funniest moment. Okay? Yeah? You got that?
Damaging moment emotionally.
Yeah. The one thing that you've watched and you've gone, oh. And now I know what everyone's will be, but I want like a niche one.
Can I just do the entire season? Like that damaged me to beyond repair. Like,
let's do quick fire. Okay, relatively quick fire. Player of the season. Go.
It's Bruno. There's no argument.
Yeah, it's Bruno. Ahmad is an honourable mention, but he was injured for a chunk of it.
Yoro, honourable.
Yoro, honourable mention.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It's Mazraoui, I think, deserves a mention as well. I think he's been very good. But I think it's Bruno.
Yeah.
They're all in unison. And just the most reliable as well, I think, overall.
Absolutely. Yeah. Goal of the season, lads. What would you go for? The one you've watched.
Even though it amounted to nothing at the time, Maguire's winner against Leon.
Yeah.
For me, just because of the occasion, the moment, the feeling.
Well, that's what I mean. Are you basing that off the feeling, or rather the actual goal? So if you look at goals, that's brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
So if you want to say like the best goal,
yes,
we've seen. This is a bit of a weird one for me, but again, it ties in a little bit with the moment and where I was and what I was doing.
Yeah.
Bruno's free kick against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh, just because I was there with me lad and my daughter. And my lad said to me Bruno never scores free kicks. And I said, he scored against Everton a few weeks ago. And he went, oh, yeah, you're right. And he filmed it. And then when it went in, obviously he was buzzing. My daughter was buzzing. It was it was a good moment. And, you know, scoring a free kick at United. I know he scored against Everton, but it doesn't happen very often. So I'd probably go with that. I mean, there's probably a lot better ones than that, but that's just one that sticks in the mind. And it's not like I have loads to choose from.
I'm going to go Ahmad away at City.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
Shout.
Unbelievable.
Oh!
I don't like Gary Neville's commentary a lot of the time, but that comment of Ahmad, what have you done?
What have you done?
That resonated. Yeah. So I was just like, that was a good goal.
I would have gone with that, or I would have gone with Casemiro's against Leicester. That absolute rocket outside the box.
Ooh. As a goal.
Mustard, mate.
Ugarte's against Everton as well. The volley, when he was outside the box.
Yeah. Decent shout.
That was good.
Yeah.
I think to be fair, Nick, your Casemiro one is a shout. I think that
was a rocket. That wasn't it? Top corner. If that was a meaningful game and he scores that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Yeah. Best signing of the season.
Mazraoui.
I think I think the one signing so far has been a success, like an unmitigated success, is Mazraoui. So looking at Lenny Yoro, 100% glad we got him. I think he's a fantastic player, and I think he's going to have a very, very good future at Manchester United. I'd say the same about Aiden Heaven. I'd say, I say there's signs that someone like Dorgu could be a very good signing. Chido could be a very good signing. Even Xerxes might have something there. He's not set the world alight, but there's something to work with there, I feel. But Mazraoui played over 50 games, was very good in most of those games, came in immediately. I think he made his debut the first game of the season against Fulham. So you can't ask for much more. I think injuries have scuppered everyone, including Delict, who I really like as well.
Yeah.
But Mazraoui has just been ever present and usually at least a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. I'll let the majority decide. I would have gone with Euro personally, but I agree with everything that you both said about Majara as well. Worst game of the season?
Bilbao.
Jesus Christ.
I know it's Bilbao would be the
When I say
one.
Bilbao, I mean Spurs, sorry, not Athletic.
Yeah, of course. The final.
Spurs game, the final, no excuses to lose the final to Spurs. We didn't turn up. It was a crap game as well.
Yeah,
and you know
awful.
what? If you could
Spurs
argue we were actually a little bit better, but as soon as that goal went in, we should have all just gone home.
Sit back.
It was
shocking.
When Haaland knocked in and they got it off the line. I was like, wait, scoring. That is just not going to happen. I was like, it's not going to happen. So yeah, that was it.
It was an awful game, awful performance, and it just summed up the season. It really did. Shit season.
Yeah. I was going to chuck West Ham in there as well. I don't know why, but I felt that was a real low point when we got beat. Was it Old Trafford as well? 2-0.
1-0. Yeah. Oh, was it 2-0? Yeah.
1-2-0. I can't remember. But Ugarte fell over. I was just like,
I think the manager kind of fell out. I mean, Ronnie makes this point on our channel, and I think he's right.
Him, didn't he, afterwards?
Yeah, and then he barely got in the team after that, and he didn't play in the final. I saw he didn't get any minutes.
No.
And I don't know if Amrin was fuming with him and just thought, you can't be doing that. There's a difference between making mistakes and getting bullied.
Yeah.
And he kind of got bullied, didn't he? And against fucking West Ham. Honestly, I can't stand them. Yeah, it was shite. Awful, you're right. It's a good point as well, because that came after we'd had a decent result, hadn't we? Or I can't remember. I think.
Yeah.
I felt like it was like you'd have a decent result in the Europa and then you go into the league and have another shit result. I feel like we'd had a decent result in Europa, and then I might be misremembering. But yeah, West Ham was poor.
Yeah. Most damaging moment emotionally. And you can't have the same answer, because I know obviously you was there for the final and we've mentioned the final. So I want to try to pluck something else out from the season where you've been really gutted internally watching a game.
I think it seems like a different season, but losing at home 3-0 to the Scousers.
Yeah.
That was when I thought, I remember saying to my mate, even though United is shit, these lot could actually do it this season. These lot could win the league this season. It was quite early. I just remember thinking, this actually could be them getting to title number 20. Because looking at their team, they've got the players that could do it. And if Slot just doesn't get in the way, there's a chance they could do something. And obviously they did. I'm not saying that fucking result made it happen, but it's when I first started to worry. Yeah, I first started to worry. So it's shit getting beat at home off anyone. It's double shit getting beat home off the Scousers, and it's triple shit getting beat at home off the Scousers as they go on to win the title. So yeah, that was just horrible.
What was the game where Ahmad got injured? What game is that?
He got injured Leicester. After Leicester, was it? It came out. Yeah. He got injured in training, didn't he?
Yeah, that moment, I was like, that game after that, he's like, where are we going to score? Where are these goals coming from? Just because Ahmad's out and it's just all on Bruno, and I'm just like, we're fucked. We're royally fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
there was one. The one that I fucking hated as well, right, was Newcastle at home. So I got caught in traffic, and I had to park, basically, I may as well park in Weast. Is that far away?
Been there before.
Just park it, put your house and walk.
I may as well just, parked in my fucking driveway. And got to the game. As I'm getting to where I stand, Isaac scores, right? And I've genuinely, and this is probably the only time I've acted differently because of the channel, I wanted to go home. I couldn't be asked. But just fucking, I can't be bothered. We ain't going to get anything out of this game. We're not going to come back. Fucking no, we won't. It'll get worse. I just can't be asked. I just want to go home. But I thought people will be looking at me going, oh, fucking so Jay. Not everyone knows me, but enough people do. They'll be like, my mates don't want to give a shit. They understood. But people will be like, oh, so Jay from fucking Stratford Parry, he went home after the Isaac goal. Typical YouTuber. I just thought, no, I'll stay. And then I stayed. Newcastle got another one. We didn't fucking do anything. Xerxes got booed off the pitch after getting subbed after half an hour.
Oh, yeah, that was the same game.
It was a shit show. Yeah, and then I had to walk all the way back to Weast to pick up my car. It was just horrible. It was just shite. And I knew it would be. I just thought, we're not in this game already. You could tell straight away. You could tell we ain't turning up today. And I know you should always think behind the team, but I was like, oh, I can't be arsed with this.
All very valid shouts. Best game of the season. Only one correct answer, lads.
Leon.
Correct.
It was
Best
false
moment.
hope, but it gave us hope.
It was. Best moment. Only one correct answer.
It's Maguire and Cobby scoring at the end of Leon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goals.
If you could have that as a pair.
Yeah.
That was unreal, that. And
crazy, wasn't it?
Messed with my head because I was convinced we were going to win it. I thought we can't have that and not win it. And I was feeling pretty confident going into the final. But
that's what makes it worse, though, isn't it? That's what makes it worse. Like all them moments you have for fuck all.
For nothing. It reminds me of, you might be a bit too young to remember this, but there was a game at Aston Villa. Rude came on and we, in the FA Cup, and we won. And everyone ran on the pitch. I think we got knocked out the next round against Middlesbrough. Or the one against AC Milan where Rooney scored in the last minute. We won 3-2 and we lost 3-0 away. The second leg of the semi-final. We would have had the Scousers in the final. So yeah, you kind of just dismiss those games when they lead to nothing. You don't look back on them and go, oh, that was amazing, because it's like, well, actually, we didn't win fuck all because of it. Which is why the 4-3 against Liverpool was so amazing, because we actually won the FA Cup that year.
Exactly.
That was part of it. So yeah, it just sort of negates all that, which is double frustrating.
Yeah. And the last award, funniest moment, if you have one. I don't know if you will have one off the top of your head, because there might be some ironic shouts in there. I think there was a situation with Højlund and Walker, if you remember it, where he like leaned his head and Walker did the fucking backflip basically.
Oh yeah,
at the Etihad. That was something that I remember, but I was trying to think throughout the season. I was like, is there anything?
What was the thing?
I've had socials have been pretty good.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
there was one after, I think it was after the Leon game where he said, well done Manu on your shit goal.
Yeah.
And then someone replied to him saying, is this really Ahmad's account? And he went, no, it's Amarin's.
Yeah. So, I remember that.
That was
good
a
shout.
moment.
There was there was thing, I can't remember what game it was, but somebody like shoved into him and then he stood up to go fight him, and then Mazraoui comes out of nowhere and just fucking
yeah. Ipswich.
Was it Ipswich?
I thought it was Ipswich.
It might be Ipswich
with the lap.
There was a kickoff.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I was thinking of the Emirates where it all went off.
Yes, I remember that as well.
The lap had a bit of a row, didn't he?
And then Mazraoui just goes, "You can fuck off."
Love that. Yeah, I love that. Sorry, go on, Sam.
No, that was it. That was mine.
No, I'm saying go with your question.
Oh shit. Well, yeah, we've sort of touched on it already. Like last season was shit, and we've touched on a couple of highlights. But I just wanted from you, was this worse than when you were sat under the Van Gaal season and you didn't see a goal for 4 months?
Tough comparison.
Was there enough moments of like good highlights in this season, like the Leon game, for example, that sort of was slightly better, or is that Van Gaal season always up there with like the worst experience?
The Van Gaal season, like for anyone who doesn't know, you're right. I used to sit in Jay's stand, and I think we saw Kyle Walker score an own goal for Spurs or for United while he was playing for Spurs. No, I didn't see a goal down mine for the next 3 months. I think after half time it was either 0-0 or we were losing the next 3 months, and we always played towards that end in the first half. But the thing with that is, even though we were shocking, we're only 3 years after we'd won a title. We were still, I think we were in the Champions League that season.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. Like, we still finished 6th and won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Like, it was shocking and boring and tedious, but, you know, we were still playing in the Champions League, and being a title-winning team wasn't that distant a memory. Whereas this season, we're dire. We were dire last season. We're even worse this season. Getting battered regularly at home as well. I never thought I'd see a Manchester United. I genuinely didn't think I'd ever see Manchester United finish in the bottom half of the table. Honestly, but even as bad as things will get, will always be. I thought 8th under Ten Hag was the outlier. Well, that's not happening again. And we were far worse in the league this season. So, and also to lose the final against Spurs, it's just unforgivable. You know me, I'll always try and defend the team if I can, and trying to be a bit more rational, because I think everyone can be a little bit too OTT at times with the criticism and the vitriol. But there's no defending that. It's fucking shambolic.
No.
So many players just didn't turn up. So many players, it felt to me like so many players have had this season off. Like it's been a fucking like, you know, we
our manager's coming halfway, so we can just, you know, reset, go again next season.
We lost to Spurs 4 times in one season.
Again, it's unforgivable. Fucking unforgivable. It's unforgivable losing 2 once in a season, let alone 4 times. This is, and let's have some perspective here. This isn't a Mauricio Pochettino Spurs team that's finished 2nd or 3rd or whatever, or got to a Champions League final. This is a Spurs team that finished, what, 16th? Was it 16th or 17th? This is the worst Spurs team in Premier League history. We lost 4 times to them, including in a final. Fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
Genuinely abysmal. So this is the worst season I've ever seen. And even when I was a little kid and Fergie was getting a load of pelters and we were struggling, I think the lowest finish in the Fergie was 13th and we still won the FA Cup. So you can't even compare it to that. There's just, there's literally no positives from this season for me. No. And like you can go, oh, come on, Jay. You know, we bought Yoro or we bought Aiden Heaven or we bought Cheeto or, you know, the good players. But this season on the whole there's been no positives. There's been nothing where I can go, brilliant, like, oh, you know, Mainu's come through the academy and smashed it, or I don't know, fucking, you know, we've seen someone who's just exceeded expectations that we can't wait to see next season. Really been any of that. It's just
can't polish a turd.
No, at least under Ten Hag, it was like, yeah, shit season in the Premier League, but we won the FA Cup and we beat City in the final convincingly. Yeah. So at least you had that. You had something to hold on to.
That's it. Do you know what I mean? That feeling against Liverpool in the quarters and that feeling at Wembley in the final, 2 of the best moments I've had as a United fan. Genuinely.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I've seen us win trebles and fucking titles and Champions Leagues. That was up there with any of that. It was emotionally just like, oh my God, this is fucking mint. When Mainu scored at Wembley for the 2nd in the FA Cup final, it's like I was getting emotional. Like Luke Harrington fucking banging in the goals against City and stopping and winning a double and us delivering a trophy and all the shit we've had all season. It's just amazing. But this season, there's been none of that. And the Lyon game, which obviously led to nothing, there's been barely any highlights at all.
Yeah. Now, for the last topic, I'm going to give you an option, Jay. Either expectations for pre-season or transfer stuff. Which one do you want to go with?
You can talk about transfer stuff if you want.
Transfer stuff.
Pre-season, yeah, it's a bit, you know, pre-season. We can talk about both if you want. I'm not asked, but I think transfers is a little bit more interesting.
Okay.
I mean, you would disagree.
Yeah. No, let's dive into that. As we head into this kind of second transfer window, because obviously FIFA already had a little corrupt one because of the little tournament that's going on in Saudi at the minute. In the last 12 years post-Fergie, has there ever been a player that you have really wanted to sign or has been close to signing and joining for United and didn't quite work out and ended up going, you know, kind of elsewhere? Was it someone like he was not obsessed with, but you know, when you get linked with a player and you're like, oh, he'd be a perfect fit United. Love this player. And also, do transfers, do they still excite you at this point?
If I can answer the second question first, transfers excite me more than football matches.
Really?
I live for transfers.
Oh, it's so gullible, me, honestly.
I'm always saying this on the channel. I wish there was no football matches and there was just transfers. Yeah. And when I look at 98, 99, I don't look at the treble. I look at the signing of Dwight York as the highlight. That transfer was right up there with any. So forget matches. Oh, we've won a trophy. Oh, we beat City in a final. Gives a shit. Signings. That's where it's at. I do like signings. I do like to get excited. I like the optimism. I like the delusion that I convince myself that because we've signed Lee Grant, we're going to win the title. I love a bit of that.
Mm.
And that's not this, you know, I'm not laying into Lee Grant, but I've had some rights thinkers where I've been like, this is it. This is the final piece of the puzzle.
Everyone has.
How can we not win a title when we bought Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Obviously, we will. So I do like signings. I do get carried away. In terms of a signing that I wanted us to make that we didn't, one that sticks in my mind the most, when there was a time when it looked like it could happen, was Haaland.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought it was going to happen just briefly for about a week or two.
10 million?
It looked like United were going to make that work. And in the end, I think we bought Igalo. And no disrespect to Odin Igalo. I liked his socials, but come on. That's a sliding doors moment.
Yeah.
We get Haaland. I think we win a trophy that season. I think Ollie ends up staying. That wasn't the season we lost the Europa League final. It was the season we lost the Europa League semi-final. We lost the FA Cup semi-final. And I think Haaland would have got us over the line in one of those competitions. And then who knows where we'd have gone on from there with Ollie as manager. So that was a big one for me. That felt like a real fuck up. And we should have made it work. And we've since seen, we saw, what's his name? We saw Ollie on the overlap saying how difficult it was to get that signing made. He wanted it made. He recommended it. And, he tried to make it happen. We spoke to Laurie, who did a deep dive in some of the things that went on under Laurie Whitwell from the Athletic. In John Murtagh, who was sort of one of the guys who was in charge of transfers, how difficult it was to get decisions made and get things signed off, and no one, it seemed, wanted to take that risk, if you can call it a risk, of saying, yeah, let's get him. So that one, I think, is a real stinker. To have a player that has played for the manager, is happy to come to Manchester United, the manager wants him, the manager knows him, the fee is doable, especially for a club like Manchester United who spunks loads of money on shite. And to not make it happen is criminal. Absolutely criminal. Yeah. And I'm just glad that all involved in that transfer have been sacked.
Yeah, as your headline.
I don't mean Ollie in that case. I think he wanted it, but I think that the likes of Arnold and Murtagh or Woodward, whoever the fuck it was involved, they're all gone, and rightly so. Yeah. It's a sackable offence to me.
100%.
What about you guys? What about in answer to your questions? Who would you put back and think that's the one that got away?
I think if Ten Hag gets Harry Kane, it's a very different season.
Great shot.
Because Højlund, he's had a terrible season this season. His first season was okay. But I think if we have Harry Kane that season, Champions League is different. The Premier League's different. I think everything's different if we get Harry Kane in. And maybe Ten Hag still has a job.
You're right. And it changes the whole complexion of the team. Because I'm telling you now, if you've got to play like Harry Kane up front, like it's a Garnacho or Rashford or whoever's in that team, they ain't when they're looking up, shooting themselves or trying to beat the next man. They're fucking firing it into Harry Kane. You know what I mean? They are, because it's a completely different story if you've got Harry Kane up front than if you've got a 20-year-old striker who scored 9 goals last season or whatever. It changes things. And all of a sudden, United have got a goal in him. So it's almost like, you get one goal, you've got belief. Because
and he's scored 20 plus goals in the Premier League for 5-6 years at this point. He just does it.
No-brainer.
That's what he does.
Guaranteed goals.
You're right.
That's what they call him.
And people, I will not have any excuses made for not getting Harry Kane. It was doable. It's a really good shout out. I think United could have made that transfer happen. Fucking useless, or we were useless at transfers. I'm hoping it's going to be better under Ineos. Sure, he's still out a little bit. They've made some good moves, but I'm not getting too carried away just yet. We'll see what happens. No, that was fucking ridiculous.
I'll go with De Jong, and that becomes no surprise to anyone. I was trying to push that De Jong boat for fucking years when we got linked with him. And I just think that kind of midfielder, even today, you watch how Vitinha plays for PSG, you look at those smart, intelligent midfielders, I think we've lacked that for a long time. We've always had midfielders like Ugarte, for example, great work off the ball, Casemiro, experience, great work off the ball. We never really, for a long, long time since Carrick, probably, we haven't had that real proper technician in midfield. So either the De Jong situation or Casado when we got linked with him for 5 mil, either one of them I would have gone for, probably. Yeah.
So Cunha's in the door. Mbumo look like it's going to happen. But
have you seen the Victor Gyökeres post, by the way?
Yeah, I was just looking at that then. Yeah.
What's he posted?
You've seen it?
A little bit. I will speak when the time is right. Interesting.
Sorry, can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll have to look into
cryptic, almost nonsensical, meaningless stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like the drama. Do you remember the David De Gea when he put an emoji or something? Do you remember that shit? Why are you doing? What's he doing?
You know what you're doing. You're not branding.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. Pack it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't get me started on that.
But yeah, sales seem to be the next sort of on the agenda for United.
Well said. Yeah.
But it seems like there's a ton of issues at the minute. Sancho turned down Chelsea because the wage wasn't big enough. Anthony's wanted, but clubs are claiming they can't afford him. They want to loan him again. Rashford seems to just want to go to Barcelona, but how the fuck are they going to do that with their financial fuckery that they sort of mess about with playing levers? Does it look quite bleak sales-wise for us? Like, how do we move these players on and then be able to go out and get further reinforcements that were needed? Like, how does that happen?
I think the manager has to be blunt with him or with their team or their agent and just say, look, they ain't got a future here. They ain't going to play for Manchester United when I'm the manager. Like, I'm not going to have them back here and use them. I don't think they any of them want to be at United, but make it clear to them. Look, you know, make it clear to their agents. You need to find them a club because otherwise they're going to be in the fucking resis. So that would be the first thing I'd do. I'm not being horrible. I've stuck up for all those players in the past, some more than others. But we have to be realistic. Ruben Amorim is never going to pick Marcus Rashford. He's just not. Jadon Sancho has had enough opportunities at Manchester United to show us he ain't a Manchester United player. Anthony isn't a Premier League player. He's done very well in La Liga, but he ain't that guy in the Premier League. He just fucking isn't. So you need to move them all on now. Real Betis, and they want another loan move for Anthony. They can fuck off. He's smashed it there. And if you haven't got the money for him, fine. He goes somewhere else. Someone will have a player like that who has just tore up La Liga. So get 25 million for him instead of 35, rather than getting another loan move. We need money for him. Marcus Rashford wants to go to Barcelona. Most players would, but if they don't want him, he goes somewhere else. You say to him, look, it's not happening here. You've got to move on. So hopefully you can sort of find him another club, because I think his reputation is still decent enough. He's got enough goals in him and he's scored enough goals, and he's had an okay spell at Villa where people go, actually, you should be able to get him a club somewhere. And the same with Sancho. The issue with Sancho and with Rashford, less so with Anthony, it's just the wages are ridiculous. We was chatting to a journalist, I think it was Carl Anker, who said about Sancho, Chelsea offered him 90k a week. Out to me or you, 90k a week, fucking hell, that's mint. I'd work for 1 week and then take the rest of my life off, or the rest of the year off. But Sancho is on 250k or whatever it is. It's a lot to sort of write off, and I kind of understand it, even though I've not been Sancho's biggest fan. If he can get a club that can come in and offer him a better deal than that, maybe he goes there. Maybe he goes to somewhere like Dortmund if they can come in and offer him anything like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I think there should be clubs that can come in for all those players. And let's not forget as well, you're going to get them for a bit of a cut price.
Oh,
like Marcus Rashford was 2 years ago, was being touted as an 80, 90 million pound player. Now it's 40 million or even 35. I know we overpaid for him, but the talk was selling him for 25, 30 million. Jadon Sancho, again, 25 million quid for Jadon Sancho, who's still in his mid-20s. Should be able to find clubs for all these players, and that's what you need to do. You need to start sort of pushing it, get him out there, get him out the door, let them know they ain't got a future at Manchester United. They need to move on. So I think they will. I think they'll all end up going.
Yeah, I think the likes
of the club needs to be strong as well. The club needs to be strong. And maybe that you have those conversations. Maybe Jason Wilcox has those conversations with him. Make it clear. If you think that, we'll just fucking wait around and see if Amorim gets sacked and then we'll come back. Or, we'll come back and then we'll, be in the resis, and if Amorim gets sacked, we've got a future at United. No, just tell him, no, you've got to move on. Regardless of who the manager is, your time at United is done. Not being harsh, let's be honest. We have to be, honest with these people. And you try and move them on, because you can't have 3 players in the squad that aren't getting a game, are on huge wages and don't want to be here. No, Anthony maybe isn't quite that guy who doesn't want to be here, but certainly with Sancho and Rashford, they're done, aren't they?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be important for moves like Gyökeres as well, getting those players out the door. So couldn't agree more with that. The last thing we're going to do now is an interactive game for both you and Sam. I am going to play a player's voice, and all you have to do is just tell me which player it is. Yeah? Do you reckon you got 5 out of 5?
We can try.
We can try. Okay.
We'll see.
I love the optimism. Let's go.
Yeah, it was a strange one. I was playing for a lot of teams at the time, Sunday League teams, the town team, the school team.
You did hear that, just to double check, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm just checking.
Is it Joe Hart?
No, it's a United player. It's a United player.
Oh, United player, sorry.
Yes, United player.
United player. Sunday League teams. Is it Tom Heaton?
Say again.
It is Tom Heaton. Yeah.
Oh,
It's Tom Heaton.
Well done.
Tom Heaton, yeah, correct. Next up.
In the stage on all these fans, you know, it was crazy.
Is that all we get?
Yep. Well, you got the first one pretty quick, so nope.
Yeah.
I can play it again if you want the
One
soundbite.
more.
In the
Give me
stage
one
on
more.
all these fans, you know, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's.
Is it Yoro?
Yeah, Lenny Yoro, correct.
Oh, come on! This is
Lenny
my
Yoro.
Smashing this.
Yeah.
Smashing this, Sam.
Next
I
up.
found something I'm good at.
There's something niche in it, bloody hell.
Yeah.
You will get this. If you don't get this, I'll be so surprised. You've got to know who that is.
I can't hear anything.
anything.
Oh, you don't know your sound? Let me try
No,
again.
Nothing
No,
there.
right, we'll skip that one. That's fine.
When you realize it's your first trick is one of the biggest stadium in the history. You don't
I'm
know
at the
about.
yellow, correct, yeah.
After the
Just-
Southampton game.
Just for reference, the one that you couldn't hear was Casemiro going, "Goody morning, goody morning." Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Last
I
one.
was a bit surprised. Manchester's level of it. So.
Xerxes.
Yes, Joshua Xerxes. Absolutely correct. Sorry about
Sam
that.
smashed that.
Yeah, you've done really well there.
3-1.
Really well.
3-1.
Fair play to you.
Absolute hammering.
And people in the chat, Roy Keane. I don't know which one was supposed to be Roy Keane, but
Fucking Irish accent.
yeah, it's an Irish accent, but yeah, fair enough. And it was Brian who put it as well. Brian's Irish. You should know that. Shocker. Anyway,
Brian.
sorry. This has been an absolute jam-packed show. It's gone from speaking about drugs and women to films to God knows what else. This is why we have you on, Jay, because it just goes everywhere. It's like a roller coaster, but I've enjoyed the ride.
I do enjoy coming on your channel, lads. I've been impressed with the way you've smashed it content-wise. It's always a good laugh as well. You get a good balance between having a laugh and some real informative stuff. And your socials is popping off, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I noticed you on Instagram and all the other stuff you're doing. It's really good stuff. So keep up the great work, and I look forward to coming on again next month.
Yeah,
Thanks to
I'll
you as well.
tell you what we'll do when I'm on the tour. We'll do this when I'm on tour.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
So we'll do another one of these. Like if you'll have me, just
Oh,
telling you I'm going to come on your channel. But we'll
invite.
we'll have a chat while I'm on the tour. So it'll be good to catch up with you
100%.
guys
Yeah,
and let you know what's going on. Because hopefully we'll have a little bit of access as well, so I can
Yeah.
maybe give you a little bit of info as to what the open training and stuff like that, and the
Jay
presses
Motty,
that's all going.
ITK.
Yeah, that's the one, man.
You know me. You know me,
Yeah.
right? I never forget that time when I tweeted, just seeing Jim Ratcliffe, Eccles Morrison's getting money out of the cash machine. I think a bid is incoming, right? And my missus messaged me, said, "Is that true?" So I replied saying, "No, I didn't see the billionaire, Jim Ratcliffe, pouring money out of Morrison's Eccles cash machine to buy Manchester United Football Club." And she put, "Well, when you put it like that, actually, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
seem
it does
that."
make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strikes
And
me
then
as more
I screenshotted it and tweeted it, and she went, "You're a swat."
Strikes me over a Waitrose kind of M&S guy rather than
Yeah,
Morrison's and
yeah.
Eccles, isn't it?
Yeah, he seems
Oh,
like one of
she's
them.
she's in the chat and she's telling you to shut up. So there you go.
Oh no!
Oh
I
no!
can't see the chat. Miss Man
Oh
United.
no!
in there.
Yeah, Miss Man United is in there.
But-
Calling you
but
out.
Despite that, I love her dearly, and I'm very lucky.
Yeah,
that she's
yeah.
Well
There
saved.
you go.
Well covered.
Yeah, well saved, well saved. Look
Can I
forward.
just say, Nick,
Go on,
before
Sam,
you
go for
go, we've got like a bunch of guests lined up on the way, and it's because of Jay that we've got these guests on. He's basically the one who opened the door because Jay's name's on the line. Every time we've mentioned Jay's name, they've gone, "Yeah, cool, we'll do it." So you're the reason. that
felt
we've
sorry
managed
for
to
you,
get
didn't
these
they? And he
guests
went, "You've had Jay Motty
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there. Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
fuck it,
we
I'll
better
save
come
your
on
channel.
He stepped
No
up,
problem.
step it up.
Clean up the mess that he's left in your channel."
Yeah.
I was
yeah,
getting
just
jealous.
wanna-
You guys have had you guys are smart. You've had Laurie on. You've had
Yep.
who else
Carl.
was on? You've had
Carl Anker, Ian Irving,
yes.
Kieran
Alice,
Maguire,
Talks Football,
Alice,
Kieran
Talks
Maguire.
Football, Muppeteers.
Yeah.
But Kieran Maguire was the one, yeah. That I said, "Oh, that's because the timing of it was." Well, you got to realise as well, lads. Is look, I appreciate you saying those kind words, but these guys, I work with these guys quite a lot. We have them on the channel quite a lot, and I know how they work. They go on channels They enjoy themselves and they respect the channel. They're not in it for, oh, can you pay me this fee, or can you, you know, can I promote this? They don't need to do that. They'll do it if they like it, if they like enjoy it, and if it's a credible, decent channel with proper United fans on. And that is what you guys do. You do it very well. And you've gone from strength to strength because of the hard work you put in, man. You do, you know, you're always updating. I see your socials, you're always updating. You're always jumping on the latest sort of news and stuff. And it's good to see you grow, because there's been many channels over like the last 10 years or whatever where I've seen channels that have, you know, have lights and have done well, and I might have gone on there now and again. And there's times when people get frustrated if they don't have the growth straight away, they lose interest, or they go down a route that I'm not too fond of. So I sort of take a step back and I'll leave you to it, kind of thing. That's no disrespect to them, but I just sort of think you've gone, you know, sort of sold out a bit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You guys aren't like that. You've been as authentic and as honest as you have, as you always have, and it's good to see, man. It's good to see you going from strength to strength. So keep it up, man. It's great stuff.
In a saturated world, authenticity works. That's what I say anyway. So, yeah, appreciate you, Jay. Appreciate everyone in chat. Sorry, couldn't get to the questions. As always, there's so much to talk about. It's like a catch up a little bit, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah. But
it is, man. The M30 massive in the house.
That's the one.
Who's your top? We always do this. Who's the top 5 people from Eccles?
Top 5.
Benedict Wong.
Based on what though? How are you basing it?
On your personal opinion.
Well, me mum and dad are going to be in there, so. Let's get that. Let's have it. No, just joking. Just wanted to get the reaction. People coming out of Eccles. Ginger smashed it.
Ginger smashed it.
He has smashed it.
And he's a good guy. Yeah.
To come from Brookhouse to do what he's done, that should be a story. That should be on Netflix, mate.
Do you know it's funny you say that, right? Because whenever I say that about Brookhouse, people go, you know.
If you know, like, you fucking know.
It's like no disrespect to Brookhouse, but like.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's like if you say
Brookhouse.
It's like if you say Odsal, people are like, ooh, like a bit, Like,
even though it's right next to Salford, everyone loves Salford Keys. You go slightly beyond it. It's like, oh no, Odsal, no, I'm not going there. No chance. Other 5, Benedict Wong,
because he's Danny Simpson.
Simpson's up there.
Simpsons. Yeah. You could trick yourself in there, Jay.
Jay Motty, but technically he's from Partington, so.
Partington. That's a new place. Never heard of that.
Partington. It was Partington, wasn't it?
It's Partington Bear.
Yeah. I used to live in Partington. Who's the person that used to be in Hollyoaks?
Chelsea Healy.
She went to my primary school. Yeah, we went to school together.
And us 3 as a collective.
There you go. Yeah. There's your ranking that everybody came for and why they stayed towards the end of the show. Yeah. Thank you very much to everyone watching. Big thank you to Jay. Catch him on Stretford Paddock every single day. Is an absolute workhorse. And also very much looking forward to pre-season as well. I can't wait for that. Excited for you guys to go for your 4th time, is it? I think you said you're going over there.
Yeah, I think it's I think the since the channel's been going, this will be our 4th time. So we did Australia and Thailand, and then well, you guys will be there next year.
One day. If me and Nick end up at a United tour, I'll be like, cool, I've made it, I've done it. Like,
this is the clip that we will go back to. Yeah. And you can sit there with a smug face, Jane, just saying.
There's no doubt. 100%, 100% it's going to happen.
Look forward to it. Right, guys, we'll see you in the